Hello, my dear listeners. It's me, Kelly, from Autistic Phoenix. I'm so glad you're here with me for our latest episode. Let's jump right in, shall we? Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of my podcast, Autistic Phoenix. I am super excited about this moment. This podcast series will be about autism and my life with it. I will kick it off by telling you about me and my journey. My name is Kelly. I'm 36 years old and I'm from Arnhem, the Netherlands. My dream is to become a writer, which is why I started a blog called Autistic Phoenix, where I post articles about my life as an autistic person. This also made me want to start a podcast to accompany my blog. But it's not just about writing for me. I really hope that by sharing my experiences with you, I can support others in their search for themselves, whether it be someone suspected to be autistic or neurodivergent in some other manner, or people who have already been diagnosed. At the same time, I wish to support the neurotypicals in their lives, like medical professionals, siblings, parents, friends, you name it, in their efforts to understand them better. I've learned firsthand how hard this journey can be, not just for those who live with the neurodiversity, but also for the neurotypicals around them, who are trying to understand and accommodate them. I myself spent almost 30 years in the dark about my autism, until 8 days before my 30th birthday, to be exact. This sparked a long search for myself and my identity. Social media accounts by other autistics and neurodivergent people became so important in my search, and I learned so much from them about who I am. I had always felt different, and like I didn't quite fit in, and learning I'm autistic taught me that I did have a place where I fit in. The autistic and neurodivergent communities. Soon I also learned that I am a part of the LGBTQIA+ community. Because it didn't take me long to realize that I'm non-binary, or more specifically agender. Some years later, I also realized that I am asexual and aromantic. It's now almost 7 years later, and I'm still learning more about myself. It's a long process, and I don't think it will ever end. And that's more than okay, because we keep changing and therefore can continue to learn things about ourselves. I have always been a very creative person, and I love to do things like draw, crochet, paint, and embroider. But what I may love the most is reading, and I have to admit that I actually have more books than I might ever be able to read. That's because I collect books as well, which is an entirely different hobby. And someday I hope to have a little library of my own, with a rolling ladder, of course. My love of writing has been there for many years now, but it definitely grew a lot in college. I have a bachelor's degree in language and culture studies and a master's degree in American studies, both from Utrecht University. I realized recently that my graduation is 10 years ago this year, which feels so surreal. Anyways, during these years I spent most of my time doing research and then writing papers based on that. These were very difficult years for me, but I did love this part, even though the deadlines gave me incredible amounts of stress. After I graduated, I didn't write anymore. Also because there wasn't any room in my mind for it. However, I missed it more and more, which taught me that I didn't want to be an editor like I thought for years, but a writer. One of the reasons why I wasn't able to write anymore after graduation was that I fell into a depression. I couldn't do anything during that period, which was the darkest of my life. I saw several therapists, but none of them suspected autism, so these sessions couldn't get me out of it. I did learn that scientific research showed that pets are extremely helpful in battling depression, which is why I asked my parents if we could have guinea pigs again. We've had them for most of my life, but not for the past years. We eventually got 2 baby girls, whom we named Loki and Princess. They helped me to keep going, together with my family. When I hit rock bottom and couldn't get back up, I didn't want to live anymore. I just couldn't see a way out anymore. So our general practitioner referred me to the emergency mental health service. I've had so many talks with several professionals, and eventually they told us I was either autistic or had a personality disorder. I was tested for both, and it turned out to be autism, which finally brought me closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. Slowly but surely, my mental health improved as I learned as much as I could about autism and myself through psychoeducation and my own research. Now, almost 7 years later, I have grown a lot, but I am still learning more about myself and autism. My mental health still has its ups and downs, but it has greatly improved and the downs are not as deep as they used to be. I live on my own now, with guidance, with an organization that specializes in autism. Sadly, Loki and Princess are no longer with me, and I miss them dearly every single day. My 2 new guinea pigs, Gomez and Malou, who I got last year from a guinea pig shelter, now live with me. They are amazing as well. From September 2019 up until June last year, I worked with horses at the paardenmaat, which I loved. When the care farm there closed, I decided it was time for me to take the next step and look for a place where I could use the things I had learned in college. It took me over 6 months to find a suitable new place where I could take this step. But I managed to find it at the media club. I get to do research, write, make podcasts, keep a blog, and do all this in English and Dutch. I just love what I do, and I also love that I get to share what I make with others. It's been a wild ride for me these past years, and it's not over yet. As I face what comes next, I'm glad that I now have you guys with me. I'm excited to share my new and past experiences with you, and I hope it might offer you some aha moments of recognition, so you know that you are not alone. When I have these moments, they mean a whole lot to me and make me feel so much better, and I wish the same for you. So what do you say? Shall we do this together? We've already reached the end of today's episode. I really enjoyed our time together and hope to see you all again next time. Take care of yourselves, and remember, you matter.